What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here with the first live stream. Well, second live stream technically. Yep, we're live, baby. So we're good to go. We got some assets that we're going to be covering. I just wanted to give a shout out. Thank you for everybody hanging out. Supporting the channel. I just want to make sure that everything is good. I think everything is good to go. I think so. I need to check, double check, triple check. Yes. All right, cool. Good to go. So, 1000 special, 1000K special for subs. Gonna be going over all of these assets. We're gonna be checking out, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 assets. Gonna be, you know, checking out. We're gonna be doing our weekly recap. Levels that we mapped out, targets, looking into next week. We're going to be just giving ourselves a grade. We're going to just go from top to bottom, nothing crazy. I'm not going to be going out of order or anything like that. But, hey, if you're having a great weekend, if you have any plans, drop it in the chat. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we are checking out Bitcoin dominance. Might as well start off the stream with what we're all waiting for. We're waiting for Bitcoin dominance to do its thing, to correct, to go to absolute zero, right? You hear people say things go into zero all the time. But overall, actually I want to start with this. I want to start with this total market cap. This is what I want to start with, actually. Sorry, I'm bouncing around everywhere. So this is what I actually want to start with. Total crypto. So we've had these trend lines for a while. We've had some downside targets, and we've had this 3.05 trillion out for a while, just because it was used to bounce. It was used as support throughout here, right? And when we lost it, it was just it was fast. It was the opening of the Hoover Dam, or you blink and it's over. So this through here has been pretty sketchy. If you want me to be honest, it's been sketchy. You lose it. This is on the weekly chart. You lose it, and you come back and you get it. All right. A lot of people are saying we are in a fourth wave. I've heard that a ton. If you invert this, it looks. If I'm being honest, this is what it looks like. It looks like a 1, 2, 3. You have like your 4, so you have your A, B, C, and then you're gonna go down for a fifth, taking this out, going down to, just taking out your lows. That's the bears consensus, which is valid, right? You lost to 50, you've lost to 20. The 20 looks like it's starting to head that way and curl down. The last couple of times that's happened, it's been pretty devastating, right? You did it right here after coming down, like you did this, and then you kind of had this three wave. We haven't seen this in particular yet. It's been pretty choppy. There's not there isn't like a substantiated move. It's not it's just chop. It's just ugly. It's really ugly. It's chopped. There's not much going on. But we did reclaim value. We're back at 305. So the way the channel works, the way that I operate, and just my thinking, right? I map out levels. I map out areas of value, areas of resistance, put those on to be referenced, right? Don't go back, don't change anything. If a move has completed, I'll go through and change targets. If a move has broken down, I'll go through and change targets. But until something is invalidated, I keep everything. So right now we're at 305. So the next logical target for me, right? I know it's hard to go through and manage a ton of assets, but for me, it makes it simple for me. I have my system, I have my process, I have these levels, and then I reference my command center, my God sheet that I use, and all the assets that I have are there. They are organized. I have a clear map of each asset of where I want it to go. I don't let the market dictate me. I let my system dictate how I think in my process, because that's a lot harder to overcome, at least emotionally, from crypto Twitter. That can't break you mentally as fast. That can't. Me, it hasn't at all throughout this entire. It's crazy to say it hasn't been. It's been a roller coaster, yes, but I have a mapped out plan, a mapped out target, and I'm just sticking to that plan and that command center, the God sheet, the take profit for sheets. That's what those are for. They help navigate that. So, but anyways, that's kind of what I'm talking about. So we've reclaimed value. We're really trying to close above 305. We're at 306. 352 is the next. Okay. Overall, we've been talking about the hidden bullish divergence, right? Get out of here. We have higher, that was pretty bad. We have higher lows, okay? Closing lows, especially closing lows. Higher closing lows on the weekly, and we have lower closing lows on the RSI. Multiple. Okay, so multiple, and now, right now we're gonna have, well, it's gonna close tomorrow. So, that's gonna be, what's up? Total one, just total. Yeah, just total crypto. Yeah, total crypto chart. Yeah, what up? What up, Simply Solomon? Yeah, this is just the total. This isn't total two. This is just total. Yeah, total one, if you want to say total one. Just total. But yeah, we have that hidden bullish divergence. We had that green dot a couple weeks ago. By the way, this is the Fu Manchu. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's right there. Fu Manchu. You can look for it on your indicators. Doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. But there is some good things happening, right? There's some good things happening. You're slowing your bearish divergence. Sorry, your bearish momentum. You have a green dot. You're going sideways. You have hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. You've reclaimed value. So, closing red today, tomorrow, as long as we close above 305 is fine. All right, 305 has been the goal. You've even rejected right through here as well. Target line for total is going to be, I know some people have like $10 million or $10 trillion. I just have 5 to 6. And the way I talk to people about this, we're going to see this with Jasmine, is the more you go sideways, right? The more you go sideways, the longer you go sideways, you're just building up momentum. You're just building up power. And then you can go up. So to me, that's why my thesis remains. I've been talking about, you can go back and check my receipts, a QT ending in December. The Fed was supposed to start, adding $40 billion a month in December. They added 78. So they added 78 in December or in January so far already. So they've already doubled what their original proposition was. And as money floods into the system, banks will use that money to loan out, That's what they do. They take that and they loan it at a higher interest rate. And then that's what causes inflation slowly, right? It'll build, true inflation is down under 2%. So as inflation is lowering and it's compressing, it will rise again. And it's not like inflation is just going to stay down. Inflation will rise, precious metals will go up, traditional stocks, real estate, everything's getting ready to boom. So we're going sideways. We're doing a sideways action. I only have 5 to 6 trillion. But I've seen 10 trillion. I've seen 15 trillion. I've seen some crazy numbers. I'm a more conservative channel in terms of targets, but the thesis remains the same. Adding money to the system devalues the dollar, raises the value of everything. And there's reports of GDP being above 5% now. The reports were lower. Job market is kind of weak, right? So there's incentive to, cut interest rates to allow businesses to flourish, to allow businesses to grow, to hire more people. It's just the trickle down effect that requires patience that a lot of people in crypto don't necessarily want to have. But that's my basis for, starting this channel. We also have a Discord. It's free. So, yeah, no worries, Simon. What up, Brian? Appreciate you stopping by. Good morning. So, but Bitcoin dominance, right? We've had this thesis for a really long time. I'll admit it, I got juked out. All these levels, like I say, I keep everything. I'm not going to delete a video. I'm not going to delete a post. Everything is there. I've learned from a lot of things, but this thesis of coming down through here, closing below this 58.69 and rejecting it was beautiful. If we're looking at this right here, it is beautiful. And then It was a big old bull trap, and then boom. I mean, we closed down below. We got down below the 100. So now I'm looking for 58.69. I mean, I can't make it up. The low right here is 58.70. It's .01 above. What up? What up, Endicom? No worries. Yeah, I was, it's the first premiere, so man, technology is, I'm trying to work at it. I think I was live for the first 20, 30 seconds and I wasn't saying anything, so sorry about that, but I'm glad you're here. Appreciate it. So it's not new, but I've talked about it a couple times. My new confirmation for altcoin season for, you know, crypto other than Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will go up. Bitcoin, or it'll remain the same. But Bitcoin structure, we'll talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin structure is inherently different than every altcoin. XRP and Bitcoin actually look more similar than Ethereum and Bitcoin, in my opinion. But in terms of confirmation of altcoin season, I want to get down below the 100 and reject. All right, because we did it here. We got down below. We bounced, got under. We closed, but just right back up. Right back up. We have great news. We've had a red dot on the Fu Manchu, but not only that, we had a cross below the RSI, which the last couple times happened was great. You had one in April, you had one in July, June, you had one in April, and then you had one in like November. All three times of the confirmed close, we have a confirmed close, led to further downside. Did it lead to alt season? No. Did it lead to a rally? Yeah. Right. The Patreon, we do Profit Lab series every other Friday, and I'll go over the macro and things like that. But we secured a really nice trade on UFD. It went up, 95%. XCN, we'll go over some of these things. Jasmy has gone up. So some of these are rallying. I know they're way below entries of a lot of people, but this is the quiet phase. This is the ramp up phase where people who are paying attention are like, oh, okay, something is going on, right? Something is going on. It's getting ready. So if we look at the 10-day, this 10-day is absolutely stunning. We have this red dot on the 10-day, a fresh red dot. It closes today. I've been talking about the 10-day for a minute. It closes today, so we'll get confirmation on that. And this is the most important. So I know, a lot of people will look at the MACD and say this or say that. I'm just looking for I wanted to slow in bearish momentum as prices went sideways to kind of let it relieve and then reject. All right, so we have a lot of room to the downside now. We have a ton of room to the downside. Look at this. I can remove that. If we just look at the comparative, it's insane that people think altcoins are about to enter a bear market where I don't know. I can't see where assets are so oversold, not just altcoins, but a lot of assets are so oversold that they're just going to go into oblivion. We are getting a cross. Is this crossing or is it right on it? Ooh, that's going to be scary. I'm not going to lie. That's going to be kind of scary. Do we close down and break down below? That would be nice. And then on the daily, like I said, I've been tracking this for a long time. We kind of been bouncing, just not really doing much, just bouncing, coming up here, maybe back testing again, and then going. Just a range. Like I said, we're in between two ranges right now, range bound for the last couple days. So until we close above 59.25, 60 isn't on the table. Until we close below 58.69, 55 is not on the table. That's kind of how that works. And so, like I said, again, our side, this is rejecting, but we're going to go to Bitcoin. There is some good things on Bitcoin I wanted to show you guys. So we have the bars pattern we're going to talk about. The bars pattern is just from April, because there's always two options, right? You got to have two options, so you always can be right. No, I'm just playing. But no, but in all seriousness, I like to poke fun at myself. I like to poke fun at people who make videos just because, some people will come up with like 5 or 6 alternatives just in case they're right. In the long run, I think Bitcoin and crypto is going up. I don't think we're entering a bear market. Could it take longer than normal? Yes, but I don't think we're going to enter a bear market. If anything, we're gonna hit a fifth wave to the downside. All right, this is the Bears thesis that we've all heard. This is their and they have merit. There's merit to it. I mean, if we invert this and we look, you got this 1, 2, you have a 3, you have a 4, and possibly coming down for a fifth. I do have 78. Maybe you wick down lower. Maybe you wick down to your 200. Right, you wick. So maybe you come right here and you wick down to the 200, and then you reverse. But this I'm not gonna deny that this looks. If this was all I'm gonna say is if. I mean, look. I mean, that's. I don't know what else to tell you. If this does, the 2 is right at 71,000. That's why a lot of people are saying 72,000. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. But then we reverse. It's not okay. We're going down to 30,000. People think I'm gonna reverse this back just because I get like some type of vertigo. Sometimes I'm tripping. There's always has to be in these crucial points because Bitcoin is coming down to another crucial point. There always has to be two options. It always has to look muddy. The waters have to be muddy. There has to be smoke in the air. There has to be confusion and misdirection and this and that. Because if everyone knows what's going on, everyone's making money, and big boys can't have their fun anymore. The 1.6, this retracement has come down to the 1.618 of this extension. So you have this 1, 2, you have a 3, you have a 4, and then possibly come down, wick down to the to the 200. That's the one option of going down further. That's the idea of this April. It's the same as the April correction. You had 5 down, right? You had 5 down. You had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Way more structured, in my opinion. Right now, this is just torture. It's probably hard to see through all that junk. Let me get rid of this. It's just torture. It's just sideways. But, when we're breaking down, Simply Solomon. Yeah, so that would be the base case for me is, not base case, that would be the, scenario for me is if we do get a fifth, we're going to take out this low. For sure. We're going to take out that low for sure. I'm just thinking of places to bounce, places to move and groove, right? So I am going to add something on here, this 1.6, this 2 right through here. That would be, you wick down, you take out a bunch of liquidity. It's right at this previous high. A lot of people have 72,000. I just don't like, thinking like the masses. But the masses, bears really haven't been punished the last couple months. Over the last year, maybe give or take here or there. But yeah, so a wick, if we are going to get a fifth, I think it's going to be pretty rough for Bitcoin, for altcoins. But then we'll rally. It's not going to be, some people think we're coming down to like 30,000. Some people think we're coming down to 30,000. As you can see, I have the same kind of concept. It's a broadening wedge. It's a megaphone. You come down through here, and then you're towards your lows. You're bouncing off your 200. Throughout on the daily, I have my targets for Bitcoin. Actually, it's on the weekly. I've mentioned targets before. I'm looking for the 2 all the way up to the 2.618. Conservatively, we're matching up. As long as the longer we go sideways, the higher the price can go up. Anywhere between 145 to 160 is my base case. Those are my levels. And then the bear market will start. But I don't think it's going to be a bear market that people are going to. I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be a long bear market. Altcoins will be obviously decimated. Unless it's some crazy altcoin that comes out and like XRP, and it comes out with, it's released and by the United States and yada yada yada. There's use case for it. There's a plan for it to be something other than speculative. I just think Bitcoin and Ethereum will probably hold up the best, and that's not a crazy take. That's pretty on point. But yeah, until we get above 93,000, we're in this range, 93 to 78, in my opinion. 93 to 78, 71. Okay. So I did find something pretty interesting though. I actually did on the daily. So this bars pattern I found was through here. After we've been going down, all right, we go down, we go down, we go down, and then we went sideways for a while, thinking that, okay, this looks like we want to go down one more. We wanted to go down one more. We wanted to go down one more, but we didn't. We had a higher low. And then we had a higher low. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's my bullish case that we've already bottomed, that we're going sideways, that we're making higher lows, right? And this is that bars pattern. It doesn't have to be exact, but we're like somewhere in this phase right here. When we're looking at it, we're like somewhere in this phase of this bar pattern. Okay, so I just want you guys to think about that as I put this bar pattern on here, this bars pattern. All right, something like that right there. Something like that. So as you can see, for this bars to be accurate, we did, we have to get, we need to get, a nice little rally above this rally. This technically did have a higher close. It's pretty minuscule. I'm not going to harp on that. What is this close? 93.87, 870, 93. Yeah, it's like $400 higher. I would like a little bit more. I do think we're in this phase right here. All right, kind of just correcting down. You're still above your 20. You're still looking good. You're still looking like you want to maintain support and maintain structure. We're looking for maintaining support and structure. Yeah, 4-year cycle. Yeah, and I'm not a big proponent on timing. At least speculative assets like crypto. When the masses, when the masses understand something, it's usually going to be used against them. Yeah, 4-year cycle is linked to the business cycle. QE hasn't officially started, right? But it doesn't, to me, if the 4-year cycle, especially with the amount of, because technically we've been in a technical recession since the end of 2022, I believe. You can fact check me, Google check me. Actually, someone can, and then put it down in the comments. Technical recession, right, where the GDP prints negative for 2 quarters in a row. Right, that happened in 2022, but that administration changed up the verbiage, so they didn't release it publicly, right? They said, yeah, we were in a technical recession, but other parameters weren't met, so we weren't in an actual recession. So I don't care what people say. If you're in a technical recession, inflation is high, QT, the Fed is not releasing money to the public, to private, to be used as loans, to be used as circulation. That to me is not conductive for risk on assets. People are gonna, invest in conservative things. They're gonna protect their capital, right? We're not all a bunch of degens. I mean, degens on the screen, I know it, but we're not all a bunch of degens. Maybe some of us, but I'm sometimes, I think I'm a degen. I own degen. So, but overall, yeah, I think the business cycle, I think money controls what's going on, and I think money is beginning to flood, and you're seeing that. You're seeing that with precious metals. You're seeing that with gold. I mean, when silver goes up, and I own silver, it's pretty. I've been scaling out, and but still, it's fascinating to me to see silver go down 15%, then go up 10%. That's billions of dollars, billions of dollars just in a couple of days, and hundreds of billions. So what am I talking about? Hundreds of billions. So it's been fun to watch. But either way, we're on degen right now. Degen has been, it's been fun to own degen. Managing this trade has been it's been putting my patience and ideals and discipline to the test. But nonetheless, we've had this falling wedge going down. We have some upside price targets that, at least I do, that are make it worth it, especially when you're accumulating down through here, when you're just buying and buying and buying, right? When you're buying and buying and buying, de-risking, taking risk on, de-risking, taking risk on. I think degen is going to be great. It's on base. It's a base layer 3. One of my subscribers, one of y'all let me know. I thought it was just a meme coin, but it's a base layer 3. It is a meme coin as well, but it has some use case to it. It's my degen play. I thought the name fit perfectly, but this 10-day candle looks beautiful, right? We had that 10-day buy order. We're getting a breakthrough possibly on the RSI. I mean, this thing, there's not a lot of information on it, if I'm being honest. But this looks good where you're coming up through here and just, yeah, you're getting slammed down. But what that tells me, there's just a lot of liquidity building up right through here. And I've you can go check out my degen videos. I've stated the 1.5 level to be huge. Right, we wick above it, can't hold it. Wick above it, can't hold it. Because degen's the asset where you close. This is the type of asset where you close above this and hold it. Market makers aren't going to let people in. It's like PNG. There are a couple other small ones. They're just not going to let you in. It's going to go up to this, to 3.7. I think even higher, like in a couple days. Something like this. Something like this, where this thing just goes up an additional, 250% after it's 1.2. So that's kind of, I'm positioning for degen, something like that. The structure does look nice. It has a use case for it, and I just, if I'm gonna be in the crypto world, I wanted to own something like this. This 200-day moving average, a little bit higher, this 5 cent, or not even 5 cents, a fifth of a penny. But yeah, I do like the way that it's kind of going side. It broke out. You have an impulse, so I already know on that this is gonna look very nice structurally, and we're gonna go check it out. All right, we're gonna go check it out. Let's go on the daily. Boom, bada bing, bada boom, cupping into resistance. Brian says, I hold a few degen, low cap, stock themed coins. You think the narrative would be hot right now? Yeah, I know. You would think the narrative would be hot, especially like Pepe going off and some of these smaller ones. I was kind of thinking that these pump in March. I've been saying January, February, large cap alts, high attention seeker alts, and then the other ones pump in March. But maybe the market makers do Uno reverse card and pump memes first. Get everyone going crazy on memes, and it just starts the frenzy. But I mean, you can't ask for anything better than this. You're building a 1-2. Do you come down to complete this? Possibly come down to complete this. Right? Boom, boom. Then go. To me, this looks healthy. Looks healthy. It's not, this looked ugly. That was ugly. So this whole setup was ugly from this to this. This looked nice. That looked nice, but the base of it, the foundation of it was crap. Like honestly, this whole thing is crap. No. If this is the base of the next structure, that is good. That's healthy. That's what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. All right, that's what I'm looking for. We didn't get overbought, but we got above the 54.11. I know I have these crazy numbers. They're not right at the 50. It's not right at the 40. But this is the level where you hold it and you do good things. Right? You're holding it up here and you're just, did you break out? No, but you're going up, right? And you tried to go up again. Yeah, you fizzled out. You lost it. Once you lost it, it's kind of just not good, right? You lost it right there for real, and it's been down. But up through here, right? You got up, tried to bounce. Then once you got up through there, that's when you started to see some actual movement, right? The bounce off of the 54.11. This is what we're looking for. Maybe you go right below it, and then this looks healthy to me. This looks healthy. We got momentum on the daily, on the Fu Manchu, the SPX. Is that a meme coin? I could check it out if I have some time for sure. All right, let's check out this on the 4-hour. Yeah, dude, yes. Yes, this looks great. I know actually this kind of looks like an ABC. A little bit. And I wouldn't be shocked or surprised, if we have a 1-2 down through here, 1-2 buckle my shoe. Got past the 1-6-1-8, wicked past the 1-6-1-8. Maybe you have like your 1-2, you have your A, B, C. Come down, and then you go get a fifth. Right, then you go get a fifth. Um, do we have any idea? Right, if we use this, I mean, touchdown to your 618. Yeah, this 382, this 1444 need to close above that and get above that. But coming down to your 786 wouldn't be crazy to me. It's on the 4 hour. You have it looks like it wants it. If I'm being honest, you got this 1 2, you have a 3 4. Actually, you have 5 waves. Yeah, you have a 1 2, you have an A B C for your 3, you have your 4, you have your 5th. You have 5 waves, or you have 3 waves, whatever you want to call it. This looks like your structured A. You don't have 3 up though. If you come up a little bit and then you come back down. All right, maybe over the weekend. Oh, you know what? Let's get a. Can we not get a pump on Monday? Can we just, the pumps on Mondays that aren't sustained throughout the week have been pretty brutal. Pretty brutal, but we got a lot more going on. So if you don't see your asset on here, I could try my best to get there, check it out for you, and keep things rolling. I don't know what is going on over here. I do know what's going on over here. I do know what's going on over here. I do. There we go. So we got Doge on the 10-day. Doge, I mean, like I said, Doge is looking very strong. It has a green dot on the 10-day. Again, this is the Fu Manchu. It's not you don't have to pay for it. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. But, green dot on the Fu Manchu, losing bearish momentum. But the one thing that I'm starting to realize is, these EMAs, we've been crossing down below these EMAs. People have been expecting death and destruction. Overall, there's been death and destruction. This, like when we look at Bitcoin, like we already looked at Bitcoin doesn't look like this. It just doesn't. Bitcoin looks like it's doing something like this. Like it wants to start doing something like that. Does that make sense? Bitcoin looks like it's like in this sideways grind up a little bit, maybe hit 107, one this, one that, and 112. I don't know. It looks like it wants to grind up and then correct, where altcoins could really rally. Right? Altcoins could rally. A lot of them need the 3rd wave of the 5th wave. Altcoins rally, and then when Bitcoin finally corrects, then everything corrects again, and then Bitcoin goes up, and then everything goes up for Bitcoin to kind of finish off the end. That's kind of what it feels like to me. In terms of Doge, this, I mean, you're just slowly grinding down, slowly, keeping the 20. Yes, you didn't get to above your 200. Yes, you didn't get above the 100, but it doesn't matter. You have a nice impulse. You have an idea that you have a solid base and structure to get up and get out of here. I think I put these levels on. I didn't have the actual low, but either way, the levels are still matching up pretty nice. This 2618, trying to get above this 24 cent. Because that was when you really just took a crap. That was when you really took a crap. You got rejected. I mean, most did, but yeah, this is, I mean, in all, I mean, you're getting a bunch of buy, sell. Yeah, I'm telling you, this weekend, I'm hoping is kind of neutral to bearish, and then we start to rip and run. Like, Doge just needs to get above this 1409. I put that over in the Discord, constantly updating the Discord. Does it have a B wave? No, but it is coming down to a point where it's just getting nice and compressed. It is. It's getting nice and compressed. If I do invert it, it's kind of bearish. Doge could be yeah, I totally agree, Brian. Yeah, Doge could be an early indicator again before the big pump, because this is coming down to a tit. It does kind of, I mean, if I'm being honest, little bit bearish, just a little bit. But what does that really mean? Let's be real. We have all these indicators, we have the price action, we have this, and sometimes it just does the complete opposite. If I'm just saying it how it's been, um, but we can't deny the fact that it's looking a little bit. It's going to come down to a point. Come back and check out the video. Check out Doge in 2 hours and 22 minutes. I mean, it's the weekend though. That's the thing. If this was happening like on a Tuesday or something, okay, we can get some movement going. But it's freaking Saturday. We're gonna do another. We're gonna create another CME gap to the downside. It's just you don't want that because then it just gives bears more fuel to short it, to instill more fear. I had someone comment, why people are saying that people aren't. Everyone's bullish. There's only a couple people that are bearish, and I had to remind that sub that the CMC Fear and Greed Index spent the longest consecutive days in extreme fear during quarter four, November to December, where everyone thought it was going to pump. The longest consecutive days. So, that's kind of where my headspace is at, is everything that people have been thinking about is, solidified the 4-year cycle, quarter four's pump, Q4's pump, things like that have just flopped. Fed rate cuts boost price. That's like 0 for 3. Like 0 for 3, can't make it up. So I'm just, at this point, opposite. Whatever the norm is, opposite. Opposite. I've seen people try to stick to the 4-year cycle, stick to previous. Nothing's the same. It's all different. They have inklings of the same things. They have, similarities, but it's different. Ethereum here really, really wanted to close above 3149. Could not close above that. I do like how it's rounded up, how it's getting some momentum, but, just like Bitcoin, it looks, you're going sideways. After going down and going sideways, I mean, you did that over here. So don't get me wrong. It's about 50 to 60 days. You had the green dot, and you still kind of went sideways. You're breaking above your moving average on your RSI. We were crossing down above, though. The stochastics on the MACD were crossing above with bullish momentum. Do we have that? Not quite yet. So not quite yet, but Ethereum is a strong indicator for everything else moving up. In terms of, like I said, this, last couple, this is starting to look ugly now. This is if I'm looking at this, especially this. Okay, you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technically. So technically you have a 1, 2. Technically, if we're going off of it's an ugly diagonal pattern. It's ugly as hell. It's everything works though. Everything works. You have higher lows for the 2. But what is this? You got a 1, 2, and you close down below 3015. It's going to invalidate that. Still targets to the upside. Ethereum, these are my targets. I've gone through and set out a map for Ethereum. I do have my base case for Ethereum is up to almost, just under 8,000. And that's pretty conservative. I've seen people with 16s. I've seen a lot of people with these numbers as well. Base case is somewhere between 6. I'm not even gonna attempt the meme at this point. I work with, athletes, and so it's everywhere. It just spreads like a disease. I digress. Either way, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Can we figure something out? Okay, we've come right up to the 1272. Pretty weak. Maybe we're in a 1-2. 1-2. You're in an A, B. Come up for your C for your third wave. Then you come down. Find support at 3149. Then you go. Something like that. If this is a 1-2 and this is your third wave, this is the 1-2 of the third wave, we got to get going. We got to get moving and grooving. We can't just play. There's ain't no funny business hanging out down here and making ugly structure. At least this is ugly. This is the ugly duckling in the beginning of the book. This is, starting to flap its wings and have some character, look pretty, right? Like I said with Doge, just saying it's coming down to a tit. It's, range bound right under this, 618. Put this on here on, I think we covered Ethereum on Tuesday. So a lot of these, everything on here we covered throughout the week. So let me know, how I did. I enjoy the constructive criticism, feedback, whatever you want to call it. Tomato. It don't hurt my feelings. I want to get better. I want to be better for the community, for myself. That's just kind of my personality, right? I like good calls are awesome, pat on the back, but learning from a mistake and then not getting burned by that same mistake, I think for me is more rewarding, right? Because you're like, yeah, I got burned by that last time. I know that's hot. I'm not touching. Good morning, Todd. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. So yeah, Ethereum, Doge, they look pretty similar, right? I mean, they really do. So on the 4 hour, Doge is a little bit less structured. Ethereum does have this. We invert this. It does look like it kind of already has its ABC to the downside. ABC to the downside. A little 3 would move up and a 3 would move down, and then you go. It is inverted, so 3 would move down is up for us. It does. Maybe you come down and reject this 786. It just looks. It looks like it. This is an A wave. You got a large 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Reject these EMAs, and then start working your way up. That's what it kind of looks like. I'm just gonna throw this on here. We're gonna check this out. We're gonna come back to it possibly on Monday. All right. So everything that I'm doing right now, I could add to my Monday's list. If you guys are enjoying the stream, let me know. I appreciate all the feedback. Thank you so much for joining. It is only my second one, so I'm still tweaking. I'm still tweaking things. The premiere. If you guys are watching from the beginning, I hope I didn't make a fool of myself. I was trying to get things set up. I didn't really know to the extent of how the premieres worked, but it's all good. I'm not too worried about it. Could you take a look at ARDX? Is that a head and shoulder on the weekly and monthly? I bought at 1, took profit at 10, but I think it could go higher. If you bought at 1 and took profit at 10, that's great, Todd. I can check it out. I have a request for SPX and ARDX. There's a ton of things I still need to go through, but if we have time, yeah, I can check it out real quick for you. No problem. So that's Ethereum. It's kind of looking like it wants a little bit more down, right? You got the green dots. I don't like when this happens. You have green dots. You have the shooting stochastic without any momentum. It's kind of just like it's just false bravado. There's no real strength. It's fake. It's fake, right? It's fake. So, possibly correcting today, tomorrow. Maybe, if I'm being honest, correct today, tomorrow, Monday. Build a bullish wick. Right? Don't shoot up Monday and then just get hammered down the whole time. That's just me. Jasmine, my baby, my darling. This thing has been this asset right here has taught me so much about my life. It has taught me so much about my decisions. It's been great. It's been fun. When you stick through something, when you make hard decisions to de-risk at certain areas, make decisions to come back and buy, and then you're up after being down and you're battling. And personally, I'm up right now on Jasmine. I don't know how I've done it. Honestly, it's been a whirlwind dealing with this, but Jasmine has, it broke out. We were tracking this for a long time. We have a bars pattern that I'm going to reference. On the 10-day, looks super bullish. If we close above this 857, this 2.7 cents is gonna come so quick, and I don't know why, but Jasmine to me it's almost like a leading indicator for Bitcoin. Like when Jasmine does well, Bitcoin does well the week after, the days after. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's placebo, who knows? But we have the cross on that 10-day. The last time we had a green dot and a cross on the 10-day, the den days. Was it sustained? No. It wasn't sustained. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. No, it wasn't sustained. Through here, we broke out 10-day. We broke out above the RSI. Was it sustained? No, it wasn't. But it was nice moves. So as long as we're staying structured, we're staying planned, and we're staying disciplined, it don't matter, right? As long as you're taking profits like Todd did, right? Profits never hurt the pockets. That's my motto. That's the way I like to look at things. But yeah, Jasmy's looking pretty solid. We have the 4-day. We're trying to close right at this. Dang it, trying to close right above this 8.7 level. We've had this mapped out. Until we get above the zero, I said it throughout the video on Jasmy. Until we get above the zero on the MACD, right? We can do something like this, where you kind of just reject it, kind of ride the wave, and then just come back down. So there's still work to be done. On the 4-hour, this thing is one of the more beautiful things I've seen in a while. Just for a long time have, like I said, just battling through this. This is that bars pattern I was talking about. This was right before the price surged. All right, so you kind of almost got this M pattern. All right, you got an M pattern. And then once you kind of move up on this last little move up, then you kind of just trickle. And you kind of just trickle. And you trickle. And you trickle. And the very end of this was at the very end of this was like an 800% move. I mean, I wear glasses. I've got I've got readers. Maybe I'm seeing something, but I like that. I like that look. I like the way Jasmy has impulsed. All these price targets, all these areas of interest are done beforehand. They're not done, after. They're done before. So finding support at a previous level that were marked, I love seeing that. It's great. I do think we got, it does look like you have 5 up, but if we're really being honest, we have like this 1-2 down through here. This could really be the 1-2. So this is what I've been thinking for the levels, because you came up right to your 1.618, right, multiple times. Tried to wick above it. You did get a higher close, so possibly this 1-2 A, B, C for your third, coming down for your fourth, and then you go get a fifth, and then you have your 1-2. Sorry, and then you can go. So that's what I got for Jasmy. It's looking great, looking good, looking beautiful. LCX, this is Street Tacos over on the Discord. It's a great dude. He's one of a kind. He's balls to the walls, just ready to get after crypto all the time. But 10-day buy, this has been hammered down. I mean, almost every, if we're being honest, almost every asset we've looked at has been hammered down. But green dot on the 10-day, you're bouncing off this oversold area. You have this W pattern on the bottom. You kind of got this W pattern. You have, technically you have some bullish divergence. You have lower lows. You have like a higher low. So that's good. That's nice. That'll work. I'll take that. For LCX, the way, like I've been saying, the way that the channel works, the way that I operate is the reason why I didn't draw anything down to here is I'm just looking at like a triangle pattern kind of thing. Before we think about 1761, we're thinking to defeat 761. You beat this is the next level. All right, I do have a higher target. I think they're on the daily or the weekly. Let me check that out. Do I? Maybe I don't. There's no way I don't. Yeah, I do. Boom. 64 cents. That's a pretty high number. That's a pretty high area to reach for, but I think it's doable. These are my levels, right? These are things that I've looked at. It's a $56 million asset. A 10x is you're up at 560 million. The purple line is at 786. The real gatekeeper. So like how Todd mentioned, taking profits never hurts the pockets. We could technically be an A, B, C for your A wave. This could technically be an A. Technically, I mean, unless, yeah, because this did get higher. I mean, you made a higher close, so technically this could be an A. We come up for a B retracement, and then we go down for a C. Head and shoulders. All right, but it's still the retracement levels even for some of these assets. Just to the 786 is 400%, and then to the 27 mark is 300%. So LCX is a high risk, high reward play in my opinion. With all of these assets, I try to stay level headed. I have a this I've created a God sheet. Been using it for a while, been tweaking it, but it has everything mapped out. It's for peace of mind. It's for me to not only I can make videos, I can cover assets that I've not invested in, and you know possibly look at entering these assets while I'm doing that, and can map it out beforehand and see what it looks like, to see what the map looks like. So if you're interested in any of that, just any questions, concerns, drop it in the comment right through here, drop it in the live stream, and I'll get back to you. LCX though, the daily does look, they all look like they're, the daily looks, this looks dissimilar than Doge and Ethereum. Doge and Ethereum kind of look bearish. This is kind of the look that DGen has, and also I think XLM has as well. XLM, I wanted to save the best for last. That's, I have a personal bias, but, I have a personal bias with Chainlink too. Chainlink, we're going to check out the 10-day. We have a green dot on the 10-day. Curling up. I love the way that this looks. For real. 10-day, you're bouncing. You're trying to really get above this 1295. Yes, the EMAs they're being nasty and ugly. But things are looking good. It really does look. If we're doing apples to apples, it looks like we're over here. It's kind of going sideways. Ready to make a move. Ready to get out of here. Have some business done. What about the 2 weeks? 2 weeks still no green dot. Not yet. But 10-day has a green dot. Weekly has a green dot. 4-day, we crossed above the MACD. Bullish divergence. Ethereum, rock and roll, baby. We're ready. So there is one caveat. Yes, you got above the MACD. We need to come down and back test. We did it right through here. Like, we tried to back test and then went. Okay, we back tested here, fell through, then went. Tried to back test, fell through, then went. So that's the next step. Is, are we getting set up? All right, retail, are we getting set up for? Is this another bull trap where they're using this slight momentum to the upside to just take it down? That's why stop losses are so important. That's why these levels are so important. Is we lose a January open, we target 995. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. At least the way I do things. Makes it easy for me. The daily, though, we did have a red dot on the Fu Manchu down through here. A red dot, a little bit laggy. The RSI, is it neutral? Yes, it's not up, it's not down. We're smack dab in the middle of two decisive areas that we need to defeat. I would love to see, like I said, the rest of Saturday to correct. Sunday to correct, and then maybe even a little bit of Monday, and then go up for the rest of the week, because you'll build a bullish wick, which is what we want. We want that. So that's what I got for Link. Targets for Link that I have. The big target, the big one is 18. Get above 1866, and we start unlocking levels. Where are my targets? There we go. We defeat 1866, and then we prices up to 37, all the way up to 67. My levels, my ideas. I don't know, when, but that's what I'm expecting. And this isn't even the final numbers. These are just the next wave that I was talking about, where possibly Bitcoin goes sideways and grinds up while altcoins absolutely explode. XCN here, this thing went crazy. XCN went absolutely wild. We were tracking XCN for a long time. We got some good calls on this. We had some missed calls on this. Breaking out above the moving average on the RSI. Wait, is it? Wow, let's go. That's good. That's nice. getting above the moving average on the MACD with some green momentum. That looks nice. I do, you're trying to really fighting this 840, really fighting this. If this can close above this 840 level, then you have one level of resistance before some serious price targets. Some serious price targets like XCN, when it moves, it's going to be something like, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, I think XCN will do something crazy. But we got to wait for confirmation. We got to wait for this thing to rev up and then just gone. Have a lot of XCN holders as subs, so I know they're happy. I'm happy for them. I would like them to, succeed. I want everyone to make money. I want everyone that's hanging out, that is supporting me, that is, part of the community to make money. It's a win for me that, the soulless redheads over in New York and Abu Dhabi, wherever they are, you know what I'm talking about, or China with what's his name, the Binance guy, I forgot his name. He just gets crapped on all the time. He really does. He gets crapped on all the time. I think it's kind of funny. Look at all of this though. This is what we've been dealing with XCN. I mean, all of this smoke screens, like we talked about in the very very beginning. Yeah, like Brian, yeah, XCN is a different coin to say the least. Yeah, I mean, smoke screens. You got green dots, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, just trying to throw you off their tail, try to throw you off their scent. That's what I think the whole entire year of 2025 was. Everyone realized, everyone's eyes were on crypto at the end of 2024, everybody's eyes. And so they needed to weed out the eyes. They needed to weed out attention and smoke screens, because people have just been leveraging, longing. And now people are done with it. People don't want to talk about crypto. People don't want to, invest in. I didn't hear any crypto talk on my over Christmas break at the dinner table. None. I did on 2024. 2024. People are talking about it. 2025, nah, nope. But either way, XCN. It is looking good. I do want to check this out on the daily. I mean, beautiful. I mean, you have this 1-2. You have this 1-2. You have a 3. You have an A, B, C. I don't think XCN is done ripping. And then you can have a 4. Wow. Does XCN actually start to take off? If we are in a 1-2, 3, we need a 4th. And then a 5th. Either way, I think there's one more leg up. I think there's one more leg up before the second wave. I do. You got to cross down through here. Yeah. You lost to 200. What's new? It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. You need the setup. There was no bearish divergence? That's good. You don't want to see bearish divergence. You actually got momentum on the daily. You got momentum on the daily. There is a red dot, but there's actually something there. It's not just, a false pretense. Wow, this is nice. Is there bearish? No bearish divergence. Even on the 4-hour. We're getting higher highs on RSI, higher highs in price. So people aren't just dumping immediately. That means two things. There's no leverage, very little leverage, right? Because people aren't just scared and ready to get out. Or people that, there's just a lot of people that have held, that are holding, that bought for higher. Or there's people that are accumulating. Right? Sell a little bit, buy more. Some different scenarios, but so far, this structure looks the most bullish. Looks the most bullish for sure. You got this 1-2. I do think it's just a 1-2 at this point, a 1-2-3. You got 3 waves down. You got 3 waves up, and then you got 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 3, 5. I don't know about you, but that looks ready to rumble, ready to rock and roll. Yeah, red dot on the 4-hour. Oh well, that's all good. It's all good. It can be red. It can be red for a little bit. We don't mind that. Let's correct over the weekend. Let's build some CME gaps to the upside. All right. Let's not just keep keep letting people do what they want and get away with what they want. But yeah, red dot looks good in between channels, in between. So you break this 970 and you close above it. I think good things happen. I think good things happen to XCN. So targets for XCN, I think I have them on the daily, maybe just on the weekly. So on the daily, I have a little bit more information than the weekly. So the daily, I do have some targets. This is the 786. Is at that pretty much 1.9 cents, and then we start hitting those green targets that I've mapped out. But either way, it's they're still sizable ROI, especially if you're someone that's entering on the red days, right? Not entering on the rips, entering on the dips. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I never buy on green days. Just try to buy on red days, at least for me. But overall, that's what I got for XCN. XLM. Whoo! XLM. This thing has been sold off into, it's been sold off. This wick has been brutal. I was part of that sell-off a little bit, if I'm being honest. Just de-risking, just kind of staying alive through this range, staying alive, de-risking, adding at the lows. It did hit this. We had 1970. It hit 1973. You can't get everything right to a T, but I think C's get degrees. That would be a C for me. We've had this 2.5 level for a while. 2.25. We're at 2.253. This is at 2.254. 2.2. Really need to. It's on the 10-day. So you got 5 hours to do it. That would be really ideal, because then it unlocks that 25.2. It unlocks some higher levels. I do have more levels on the daily and the weekly. Just the 10-day. For some reason, I don't know why I did it. It's different. I just haven't crossed over anything. But we got a green dot on the Fu Manchu. You're curling up. You're losing bearish momentum. You're gaining bullish momentum. I think things look good. I think they're ready to run. This 25.2 has been a pain in our butt, and we have some more levels as well. But, XLM, I spend the most time on XLM because it is my biggest holding. I do have the most conviction in XLM. And this is something where I don't even if this thing, maybe if it goes to $10, I'm still going to hold on to. This is an asset where I'm just going to hold on to some. I'm always going to have some. I'm not going to ever sell all of my XLM. It's not something that I'll do. I don't know. It's fine with me to just, that's kind of something my grandpa instilled in me. He's held on to all of his precious metals. He's done things that, I've learned from. He's taught me lessons. And this is kind of like my precious metals. I'm like, I'm going to hold on to some. Might not be a lot, but it'll be some. We have key levels through here, all drawn before, all included before, right? All before. So before we even think about 52 cents, before we even think about 64 cents, 25, 28, 30. I do think this 1-2 is going to come up to this 30-cent mark. Kind of like a, your 1-2. It's still building. If this is the 1-2 of the third, then 1-2 of the fifth. I'm sorry. Then this thing is going to have some fun. But you're building a 1-2, trying to get above this 30.5 area, right? 1, 2, 3. Come down for a fourth and a fifth, and then you have a 1-2. Then you can come down, and then go, something like that. An idea, just an idea. I do like how there's multiple just red days in a row. That's a wickless candle. Just, is there a wick there? A little wick. There's a little baby one. But from just talking about that, it's been down only for the last couple of days. We hit our target perfectly. That's why I told you I was one of the people that sold. You can go check out the video on Monday. I had 25.27 marked out. I did. You can go check it out. Check out the receipts. I had a sell order right here at 25.27. We went up a little bit higher. Did I time the high? Did I get the high exactly perfect? No. But whatever. It don't matter to me. I think this came to Yeah, 2526. We were at 2527. So, even if I missed it, if I didn't have an automatic sell block, then I could have got it right there as well. But, right, drew it. I mean, you can go check out the video, drew it beforehand, making sure that staying disciplined. I through my process that I do with the sheets that I have, this was on here. This level was on here. So it was just out of question that I was gonna stick to my plan. But yeah, so XLM, it does look like we have this 1-2, buckle my shoe, right? You have this 1-2. You have like an A, B, C for a 3. You're coming down for a 4th. Maybe you come up for the 2-6-1-8. Come up through here. Possibly reach above the right to that 285. But one of these two, I do believe we're gonna reach for. So I will have, partial sell orders at right here and right here. Me personally, I will personally, and then I can hop back in. It's not going to be a substantial amount, but it'll be an amount where I can, powder's never bad, right? Dry powder's never bad. On the 4-hour chart, where we do have a red dot, we're going to come down to the wire, just like Doge, just like Ethereum. So next couple hours, we're going to really see what's going on with crypto. The last but not least, well, I'll check out SPX and ARDX right after, real quick. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord, I will link it in the description. If you're interested. So, let me try to find it real quick. I have it saved up somewhere. There we go. Now do I drop this and then pin it? Let me see if I do that. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I probably should have done this in the beginning, but oh well. Maybe I should have. Yeah, I could have. Oh well, it's all good. No worries. So, for the Discord, if you're interested, it's free. So you guys can hop in there, request some stuff. I can get to it. This needs to go to the. This needs to stay. We're gonna keep this maybe like the daily, just like that, because XRP has some interesting stuff going on. XRP does look good. 10-day again, green dot, selling off. Right above that 50 though. XRP, if I'm being, there's no competition with XRP and XLM for me, in my opinion. I want XRP to do well. It is closing above the 50. The last time it did that, there were some special things that it did. Trying to cross above the 0 line, try to get back above the 0 line. We did that back in November. So XRP, it's showing strength, and we like it. We like when XRP shows strength. Going sideways, building a nice base up through here. I know it is right below that 20 EMA, but we've broken out, right? We broke out of our sell side wall, our second sell side wall. We broke out of one through here. It kind of went up, down, then went. Right? Kind of just meandered and then go. That's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna do something like this, be boring, lose people's attention, and then rip, and then go. This is something that I pulled from the November run up, something like this. I think it's going to be more so for the 4-hour. I'm going to leave this for the 4-hour. There we go. Leave that for the 4-hour. I mean, this looks different than Doge and Ethereum. XLM, XRP, they look so identical. I'm excited to see what they do in the next couple hours. They have been getting sold off into oblivion. Oh no, I drew my squigglies on there. Can't be doing that. No. But you do have momentum. On the daily. I don't really want to see a cross down below the RSI. You close down below the RSI, the moving average, It just gives the opportunity to come up and reject and then get lower. You know, get rid of those opportunities for bears. We're done with that crap. It's hibernation time. It's freezing right now. They got to be sleeping. They got to go. We can't keep letting them, have these opportunities where you reject, or you cross down below the moving average, then you reject. Then it's like, oh my gosh, you're ready to go into oblivion for the most part. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to bounce, maybe go sideways and bounce a little bit, but things still look healthy. Things look healthy. You're above both the moving averages, the 20 and the 50, and this is what looks the best. Coming through here. All right, this will kind of put the perspective on. Something like that. Maybe it's from an even smaller time frame, but the idea is still there. The idea is still there. You have this run up. It's quiet. No one's paying attention, and you're kind of flagging out. You're kind of going sideways, and then you really start to go. And people are like, "Whoa, what is going on?" So that's the idea for XRP right now. It is, trying to fight to get this 257 level. 257, 221, but pardon me, before we even get to those levels, we got to defeat 221 and hold it. So, XRP, what I have on here is these are the two targets, 221, 188. That's what I got. It's pretty simplified when you look at it like that. We're not projecting $4, $5, $6 where I think XRP has the potential to go, without a doubt. But we are thinking, hey, this has the potential to hit 188 again or reject off of 221. So that's kind of the idea of where I'm going with that. So if we're checking out let's do SPX. SPX real quick. Let's do SPX 69. $500 million market cap. Meme coin. Oh, not a lot of data. Pretty new, huh? Pretty new. Not a lot of data. Yeah, no data. No data. No data. Technically, whoa. Technically, this isn't a one. Is it? Did it close down below? It did. It closed down below. Oh well. Is it? Where is it at? Is that the 20? Let me see. The 20 is at. Let me see. 5787. Yeah, it's above the 20 on the 2-day. Okay. Okay, $500 million asset though. It's kind of 52%. That's nice. I kind of want to just look at different time frames. Is that invalidated? That is not invalidated. So we're looking at like a low to high. Makes sense for a meme coin. So you could have a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thing is, when these things when they're in the midst of a correction, it's hard to guess the low point. Right? It's just hard to guess. Is this the actual low? It is bouncing off the 20. It does look nice. So something like this, I would have potentials to 77 cents up to 91 cents for the next move. 71 cents, you would take out these highs. Would be very nice, very ideal. 91 cents, not really taking out much. You need to come up to your 2618 to take out these highs. But as long as we're taking out these highs, I think good things happen. Until then, until you take out these highs and you have 5 waves up, it's kind of sketchy. Just like everything else, it's just we don't have 5 waves up yet, so this could just be a nice big old bull trap. So that's what I got for that. If you really want to think bullish, all right, closing above this 382 on the next move up, 64, and then something through here. These are my levels. This is what I'd be looking at, something like this, and something like that. There we go, something like that for the next levels. All right, and you're really looking to stay above this. Close down below that, then everything's invalidated, and then you got to restart. So quick and easy. I can put this on blue. Let me put this on blue. Add this to the blue list. There we go. And then last but not least, I'm going to be checking out, where is it at? Where'd it go, Todd? ARDX. You're looking to see if has a head and shoulders on the weekly and monthly. Okay, so we're looking big macro. Okay. ARDX. Is that a, Todd, is that a crypto or is that a traditional stock? Maybe I'm tripping. ARDX. NASDAQ? I think it's... Is this it right here? Is this what am I looking at the... I must be looking at the right thing. Yeah. Stock. Okay, cool. I got you. So you're asking if this is an inverse head and shoulders or a on the monthly. Let's start with the monthly first. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Now this is interesting. What the heck does this thing do? 4.52 million, 1.7 billion stocks. This is nice, Todd. This is nice. You got a green dot back through here. You had that big buy signal, passing earnings. I was a traditional stock guy, so this looks phenomenal. Coming down through here, this looks phenomenal. You got that, yes, you got that left side. If we want to be, yeah, left shoulder, head, neckline. It's right at the neckline. This thing, I'm gonna add this to my watch list. Hey, appreciate the shout out, Todd. This is nice. I'm gonna check this out right here. I know it broke the neckline previously, but that's okay. That is a-okay because it went back down below. And just because you break a trend line, you break a line of resistance, doesn't mean that, the neckline needs to be up here. Okay, but where was the first rejection? This was the first rejection. First rejection zone. So defeating that or hitting that is the target. It surpassed the target, and defeating that on the third attempt is the goal. Yeah, I think this is showing a inverse head and shoulders, large inverse head and shoulders. Large inverse head and shoulders on the monthly. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. This thing, Todd. Hey, we got to give a shout out to Todd. This looks beautiful. I'm going to mark this 1. And this 1618. What's that right now? 7. Yeah, 786. We got to mark purple. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about expanding and going over to traditional stocks, back to traditional stocks. I never covered them through YouTube. I just invested in them. Bread and butter. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, this thing looks beautiful. I just want to take a measurement. I want to see what from a low to a high to the neckline is 1,500%. We'll be conservative, 1,500. Whoa. Okay, let's do this. This is you just like there's no way that can't be real. So we're gonna do this. It's right in between. It's right in between. I actually might, and I'm not even looking at the smaller time frames. I might. This is something this is on my radar for sure. For sure. Yes. 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 It is kind of, I think once this breaks 778 on the weekly, I think it's off to the races. Yeah, how you're cupping into resistance, you're cupping in, you're cupping in, you're cupping in, cupping in. You might need one more down. You might need, if you don't get it on this one, you're going to get it on the next one. You might need to flag out for a little bit, maybe like 2-3 weeks, and then go. If it doesn't happen this time, that would be my only critique. You're getting into the overbought zone on the 4-day chart with the green dot on the Fu Manchu. Wow. Yeah, this thing looks ready to run. This thing looks ready to run. It's been, you can definitely see now, right? Why this resistance, why this area is so important, right? You lost it, and you kind of just been you haven't been attempting to get there, but you've been going down, cupping down, and now you're going to go up. Now you're actually going to be cupping up. Now you're cupping up. Could be. I think it needs one more and then cups up. But it depends. The 4 days overbought. The 4 days overbought. It is traditional stock, so we'll see on Monday. That is a great call out. I do like this a lot. Last but not least, I did want to just give you guys a preview of the Discord. All right, so the Discord we got. So Discord we have. This is free. There's free tools, community shares we go through, just like Todd, bringing that up. We could cover, we cover not just crypto, but traditional stocks, things like that. Free ticker requests, so you could hop in, drop those, because YouTube has just gotten crazy. So drop it in. I'll bump it to the top, especially through Discord. There's YouTube updates, feeds. This is through the premium side. Traditional, premium Patreon membership is just updated charts, premium request, premium, levels that we go through, and exclusive content on Fridays. Just wanted to give you guys a preview of what the Discord offers and what I'm trying to build, especially on the community side. Regardless, I'd appreciate it if you stop by, said what up. Don't have to stay, but it is something that I'm building and trying to look for feedback. Honestly, look for any kind of feedback. So, I'm going to put a hammer green candle in the 6 week. Yeah. Aloe. I don't even have the 6 week on there, but Allegrand, yeah, this thing looks. A lot of these look ready to run. On the 2 weeks, not so great, but I could see on the 6 week. Let's check it out real quick. Custom interval. We'll do the weekly. Where'd it go? It did. It did put an inverse. Yeah, that is being suppressed right now. So be aware. On this Allegrand, am I looking at the right chart? Oh, this green candle. Yes, this green candle. I thought I was looking at this one. Yes. Yeah, bullish hammer looks very nice. But that's what I got for today's live stream. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. I appreciate the support and your time. Any kind of feedback you guys got, next time on the live, drop it. If you're interested in joining the Discord, it's free. I'd love to have you guys. As always, I thank you for stopping by. I thank you for your time. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. Peace.